this bottom point here, which is how to work out how much cover to take out. If that's fine with you, I'll just switch over to a quick calculator that I've got here. So if you go to cornerstonewealth.com.au CS insurance, that'll take you to this page, which talks through sort of 3 steps to understand what insurance is available, work out how much cover you need, and then apply for the cover. Now, there's just on step 2 down here, if you click on the simple calculator, it will help you understand your insurance needs, and there's a video explaining how it works, but there's also this insurance needs analysis which you can step through, so you can try and work out how much insurance cover you need by walking through all these steps. So what would be the cost of a funeral? It might be $10,000. Other expenses, you might need to spend some money on a car of $10,000 in the event of death. You might need to fund your kids' education, say $100,000 over their education, and it might be 2 kids, so it might be a total of $200,000. You might have a mortgage of $200,000 outstanding. You might have some car loans or other finance that you might want to have paid out in the event of disability or death. Now this section over here on the right hand side is about the annual future payments. So this is kind of the income that you would need to generate should you die or become, I guess, your beneficiaries, your family would need if you died, or you would need in the case of illness. So you can break it down into specific areas of food and clothing, or you can just put a lump sum of saying that I might need 60 grand to live on each year, or or 5,000 a month, for example. And you can say, well, I've got young kids, they're currently 5 and 6 years old. I should be able to, or my spouse should be able to work after 10 years or generate sufficient income after 10 years. So you might only need that income for a 10-year period or other period, and we've just assumed an interest rate of 5%. So we've got to have a capital lump sum that's going to provide that sort of $60,000 for 10 years. And then on the we might have some assets that can offset it. So we might already have some insurance of $200,000 in place. We might have some super of $100,000 that we can use to satisfy these needs. We might have some other cash savings or some other assets, and then we might have currently $100,000 income, and that's really just trying to assess how much of that we need to cover. Click the estimate insurance needs button there, and that should then calculate, or basically add all that up, and it will give you a figure of, this is your term, so your life and TPD insurance needs of about $583,000, and you need a monthly benefit of $6,250 in terms of income protection cover. Now the next step you can go through is working out what your grouping was, and for a lot of Christian Super's member base, they sit in group 2 because it includes teachers and clergy, and so often it's group 2, but you just check out which group you should belong to. I'm not sure if you have any comments about groups, Richard or Ed.
I can just so groups, the different groups relate to the occupations of the members. For Christian Super, professional occupations, where someone's been trained in a tertiary qualification, so like a doctor or a scientist, those sort of professions would be considered a group 1. A group 2 includes school teachers, community professionals, clerical, administrative staff. So they're more of the white collar members who don't perform any manual work. And then as you go down, the more sort of manual work is involved. So group 3 skilled technicians, blue collar workers, and then group 4 skilled or semi-skilled manual workers. And the reason it's split up is for group life is that members will pay a high premium based on their occupation class, or if they're in more of a blue collar, so if they're in a 3 or a 4, will pay higher than a 1 or a 2. And for income protection, it actually will affect the amount of default cover or the automatic cover that the members provided when they first become eligible for the insurance, and that's really designed to provide an equivalent benefit for what we believe the likely salary of that person would be, depending on what group they fall into. It's really important to provide an occupation group. If they don't provide an occupation group, then they default into a worse off category, which means that potentially they're paying high premiums or even under-insuring themselves.
Great. And so then you, after that, you select your gender and your age and click calculate the units and premium now, and assuming I've got this all up to date, it will then calculate the number of units that you might need to. So in this case, units required for 78,000 of annual income protection cover is 15 units, and the annual premium for that is $842.40, and then the units required for death and TPD is 590,000 of death and TPD is 59,000, and the annual premium for 59 units of death and TPD is $3,000. That's because the person here is 60 years of age, and it's quite a significant amount of cover. And then also the annual premium for just death only, which you could choose to have, is $1,600. So that's a simple tool that can help you understand your insurance needs, but it's not the be-all and end-all. You can check, what's the right cover for you in your particular circumstances. It just gives you a guideline in which you can use to assess what's right for you.